think she's listening. Oh.
Hello and welcome. This is a white mage up to level 30 guide. This is Shadowbringers 5.0. Before we continue, I'm actually going to do the traits and the roles a little bit different. I'm going to make a video about the traits and the roles specifically tailored to the casters, the healers, the tanks, etc. And the traits, if they are specifically useful in certain ways or they are recommended to learn, I will introduce them into the video itself, like I'm doing so in this video. I'm going to breeze through these really quickly because they are pretty minuscule. It's just a few changes here and there. Stone level 1 is a spell, so it has a cast and a recast. It is tethered to a global cooldown. MP cost of 400, deals earth damage with a potency of 140. Since I am at maxed out, we're pretty close. I have stone 4, but stone is pretty simple. You just summon a couple of rocks and then you toss it at the enemy. In a level 2, we get Cure, restores target's HP, Cure potency of 450. Potency went up a little bit. Additional effect is 15% chance that Cure 2 will cost no MP. It's pretty simple from the previous Stormblood version. This is a spell, so it has a cast time and a recast time, and the MP cost is 400 as well. And this is what it looks like, so it's pretty strong single target Cure. And up next, just like your stone, you get Arrow, also deals damage, but this one deals damage over time. Mostly focused around 30 potency, and it also deals initial damage of 50. It is instant cast with a recast, depending on what spell you have. Spell speed, MP cost of 400, and it does last for 18 seconds. This guy is, again, just like stone, it upgrades along with you. I don't have it anymore, but it's going to look something like a little ball of wind once it hits the target. In level 10, we get Medica, MP cost of 1000. I believe it's 10% of your mana. Restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members. Cure potency of 300. It is a spell, so it has a global cooldown as well. And this is what it looks like. So we're going to basically use Medica. It's got a very wide area of use. In level 12, we get Raise. Pretty heavy MP cost. This is basically return a dead party member back to life. It will take quite a bit of time to cast this, so I highly recommend only casting this along with your swift cast. And if both of your DPS or 2 party members are dead, you can go ahead and hard cast or Raise, and then swift cast Raise is probably a pretty good tip that I can give you guys. At level 15, we get Fluid Aura, binds target, duration of 6 seconds, instant cast, but it is an ability, so it has an aqua cooldown of 30. This is pretty much useless. The bind, just like the previous Stormblood, once you bind target and then you deal damage to it, the bind is completely nullified. So this is the best way to use it. And yes, if you're interested, I did get a larger house. I got a mansion for myself. I figured I was getting a little cramped. And up next, level 18, we get Stone 2, which just upgrades itself. It deals more potency, and the animation gets a little more fancy. At level 30, we get Cure 2, restores target's HP, Cure potency of 700. It's pretty strong, single target heal. It is a spell, so it has a global cooldown. MP cost of 1000, so it's about the same as a Medica. This is what it looks like. So, a single target heavy heal. At the lower levels, typically only want to cast this if your tank is below 50% health. 30% health is kind of a bit harsh, but just keep in mind on your tank's health. And finally, level 30, you can unlock this. It's called Presence of Mind. It reduces spell cast and recast time and auto attack and delay by 20%, duration of 15 seconds. It is an ability. It is instant cast with 150-second global cooldown. And basically it just makes you go fast. If you've seen the other videos that I posted for Stormblood, this is relatively the same. So to catch up on pretty much Stormblood's version of White Mage, there's really not much of a difference. We don't have to cast Protect anymore. So let's just jump right into these things. Go ahead and pop your swift cast as soon as it's available. We're going to watch the tank's health. If it drops below 50% health, we're going to pop a Cure 2 on it. Otherwise, you would just cast your Cure 1 if you're in a lower level. We don't have anything else. We're just going to top them off and pretty much put arrow on every target possible. Once most targets are affected by arrow, then we're just going to do stone. There's no need for presence of mind, but you can go ahead and pop it as soon as you're able to, but make sure your swift cast is on cooldown first. Like right here, swift cast into my stone, then we're going to heal the tank, then we're going to just basically apply arrow on as many targets as possible while maintaining the tank's health. This is pretty much the same as Stormblood. Kind of predict how much damage the tank is about to take, and then predict how much you're going to heal. This comes with experience. I like to just wait till the tank takes damage and then cast the heal just to size him up. Because some tanks come in here with a lower item level and then you can't really do much to it. So we're going to just put dots on everything. We're going to maintain his health. I think this is a good time for presence of mind, so let's go ahead and pop that. Okay, let's go heal the tank here. We might actually take off some of his nasty poisons, but I think he should be able to manage. Let's cast Cure too. Maintain dots on at least one target. Even if you are struggling as White Mage, you should be able to at least maintain arrow on a one target. You're going to immediately swift cast into stone, always put that on cooldown. If you're having difficulty maintaining a DPS's health bar, or unless it's their first time, then maybe keep swift cast available for a swift cast into a raise. Otherwise, just put that swift cast on cooldown. Let's put our arrow on the target here. Continue doing damage. We're kind of low on mana. There's something that I've noticed in Shadowbringers is that mana maintain or sustain is a bit different in the higher levels. And as always, if you're playing a tank or healer, give your commendation to each other. If you're playing DPS, give your commendation to each other as well. Or your favorites. This has been Teepers, and we'll see you guys next time for our next guide.